Welcome children to this class. Today we are going to study the third poem, Whose Place Is It Anyway, written by Martin Kisco. Before begin our poem, let us go for the introduction of the poet. Martin Kisco was born in 9th February 1958. He is a poet, composer and screenwriter. He has composed over 200 scores for film and television and released 8 albums. He is popularly known as UK's Green Poet. Whose Place Is It Anyway is from his collection of poems Green Poems for a Blue Planet. In this thought-provoking poem, the poet writes about the animals and trees under threat of extinction due to human activities. Students, now we will see the summary of the poem. Martin's poem, Whose Place Is It Anyway, sends a plea to everyone to stop abusing the beautiful treasures of our planet, from the small tiny creatures like the mole and koala to the majestic jaguar of the Amazon and the African hippo. There are alarming bells for one and all. The smaller one like koala and the mole, and the bigger one like jaguar of the Amazon and the hippos of Africa, each one are precious lives. It is not just the animals that are threatened or endangered, but the pingo tree is symbolic here as well. The demand for more land for urbanization, for the construction of roads, settlements and shopping malls, etc. We are cleaning the forest, the beautiful habitat of so many species of animals who are now dying or coming into human settlements as they have nowhere to go. Here, the habitat of great snakes being turned into a road. In this poem, the poet wants to alarm us about the deforestation. Deforestation should be stopped, and conservation of forests which are left to be started is the power plea to everyone. Now students, let us read the first stanza of the poem. The golden mole is threatened by the working of a mine. The pine marten and polecat live on borrowed time. Hippos cannot hide from illegal poachers' guns. Do the cheetahs of Botswana watch their last setting suns? Now let us analyze the stanza. Here 5 creatures are being spoken. Okay, they are golden mole, pine marten, polecat, hippos and cheetahs. Let us go for the first line. Children, see the first line. The golden mole is threatened by the working of a mine. Golden mole is a type of a creature bigger than a cat. It is found in South Africa. And what do you mean by working of a mine? Excavation in the earth for extracting coal or other minerals. The golden mole is severely affected by mining operations. Now, these mining operations, where it is done, my children, it is done under a ground. And where the golden mole lives, you can see in the picture, it lives also under the ground. So when these miners work under the ground with the sound, the golden mole is being threatened. Okay, it is being threatened or it is disturbed. So due to what? Due to the human activity, because people are working under the ground. So the creatures who are living under the ground peacefully are disturbed. Because of this, the golden mole is threatened. Now see the second line. The pine marten and polecat live on borrowed time. The pine marten is about the size of a domestic cat, and the polecat is found in Europe and America. So what do you mean by borrowed time? It is a phrase. It means someone who is living on borrowed time, or who is on borrowed time has continued to live or to do something for longer than words have expected and is likely to die or be stopped from doing it soon. So the pine marten and polecat, those two creatures, live on borrowed time means the aim of their expecting time to live on earth is also finished by human activity. They are also being threatened or disturbed by the human activity. Now see the third line. Hippos cannot hide from illegal poachers' guns. Hippos, they are the largest animals on the earth. I hope you are clear to that. Okay. Then, what do you mean by poacher's guns? A poacher is someone who breaks the law to hunt or kill animals or who captures wild animals illegally. So they illegally hunt animals. Here hippos through what? Through his weapon guns. That means the hippos are also not able to hide themselves from the illegal activities of the humankind. Now see the fourth line. Do the cheetahs of Botswana watch their last setting suns? And here cheetahs indicate what? The fastest animals on the earth. Isn't children? And Botswana is a place in Africa. Here, my dear students, you see the poet ask a question. Do the cheetahs of Botswana watch their last setting suns? So what do you mean by last setting sun? Means the cheetahs are also in danger. Even though they are the fastest animals, we are scared of the cheetah. They are belong to tiger family. But still, due to this human activity, you see they are also being threatened. And they are also scared of. So here the poet is telling that they are also in danger. So are they going to survive to see the next sunrise? No. So here, dear students, in this first stanza, the poets wants to say that whether an animal is big or small, but they are helpless in front of the human activities. Here all are equally threatened by human activities. Now we will move to the second stanza. I'll read it for you. As Arctic ice dissolves and polar bears decline, can the wolves of Ethiopia trust humankind? Will the white-tip shark and angel shark avoid the fishing troll? How soon until the pingo tree takes its final fall? My dear students, here also the poet describes about some other animals. Okay, see the first line. As Arctic ice dissolves and polar bears decline. The poet says why the Arctic ice dissolve here? Due to the ozone layer is being destroyed of pollution hitting of the planets, and so the Arctic ice melts, isn't it? Where do the polar bears are living? They are living in the Arctic ice. When the Arctic ice dissolves, then they are losing their habitat to live. That is why they are also being down in the water. So their position also declining day by day. Now see the second line. Can the wolves of Ethiopia trust humankind? Here the wolves of Ethiopia also found in Africa. They are also in danger. They are also threatened by the habitat distraction, degradation, conflict with the farmers. Okay. So here the poet is saying when this distraction and degradation, conflict with the farmers, when these people do such human activities with the wolves, now these wolves of Ethiopia, can they trust humankind to live long? No. Now see the third line. Will the white-tip shark and angel shark avoid the fishing troll? White-tip shark and angel shark, they are the aquatic animals, right? Here the poet asks a question. Will the white-tip shark and angel shark avoid the fishing troll? Troll means what is here? A type of net used for fishing. So our aquatic animals on the earth are also not safe. They are also becoming danger day by day. Why? Because due to the human activity. These humans go to the seas and oceans for fishing. They put the fishing nets and trap many kinds of fishes. Day by day, they are also becoming extincted. So, will the white-tipped shark and angel shark are they avoid these human activities? They are also trapped with these human activities. Now see the fourth line. How soon until the pingo tree takes its final fall? What do you mean by this pingo tree? It is found in woodlands of Africa. It's a very dense and durable tree. It's a slow grown tree. It is used for many things. It is used from the instruments to firewood. For construction of house also it is used. It is a symbolic tree of life. The people of Africa says this tree is the life of people. It can be called as the family tree because it is used for many purposes. So they want to protect this tree from one generation to the another generation. It doesn't mean that in one generation only this tree should be extincted. In next generation also it should survive. Here poet is asking, how soon until the pingo tree takes its final fall? Do you think that for a long time this pingo tree also can stand straight and live in the world? No, very soon it will be also cut and it will take its final fall. Okay students, I think now you are clear with your second stanza. Now let us read the third stanza. The Mandra ray is troubled by pollution of the waters while cats of the Andes scarper from a slaughter. Will the jaguar outrun the hunter's cold pursuit? Can we save our ponds for the great crested newt? Let us analyze this stanza. See the first line. The Mandra ray is troubled by pollution of the waters. Children, what do you mean by Mandra ray? You can see it in the picture. Okay, you can see in the pond, in the water, the Mandra ray is there. It's a long species of flattened fish. Okay, it is really a harmless creature. This creature also disturbed by the pollution of the water. You can see in the picture how the water is polluted, isn't it? When these creatures are living in this water, all the garbages and waste found in the water and they are polluted. Then do you think they are able to survive in this polluted water? No. So they are being disturbed due to this pollution. Now see the second line. While cats of the Andes scarper from a slaughter. Cats of the Andes means they are called the mountain cats. It's a small wild cat. So they also depart in haste from the mountain to save themselves from mass killing. They move from here either due to lack of food either or frightened to be killed by hunters. Now see the third line. Will the jaguar outrun the hunter's cold pursuit? Here, what do you mean by jaguar? A large, heavily built cat. It has a yellowish brown coat with black spots found in the dense forest of Central and South America. Here, outrun means double fast or to run faster than. Pursuit means the action of pursuing someone or something. So here he says that, do you think the jaguar running fast to compete to save from the hunters activity? These heartless hunters are going to kill the jaguars. Is it possible for them to save their life from hunters? No. Now see the fourth line. Can we save our ponds for the great crested newt? Here newt, what is it? A lizard-like a creature, bright in color. They live near the ponds. Here the poet says, are we able to save our ponds? Then those creatures who are living near our ponds will also survive. Now let us move to the fourth stanza. I'll read it for you. The fourth stanza. Will snakes find the layers as habitat turns to road, does a parking lot come first or the Puerto Rican road? Will koalas in the hollows survive the ruthless logging? Shall we bother to find out, or is that just too much slogging? See the first line. Will snakes find their lairs as habitat turns to road? Here he is asking, will snakes find their lairs? Lairs means the place where the snakes lives. Okay, where the snakes are living, forest. But they are also being disturbed. Those places are also turned into road. In their places, now vehicles are moving, isn't it? So these snakes, what will they do? They are away from their habitat. So they are in the road or near the human habitation. You can see in the picture. Now see the second line. Does a parking lot come first or the Puerto Rican toad? So here parking lot means an area where the cars and other vehicles are left temporarily. Next, Puerto Rican. It is an island. It is in USA. Toad is a kind of frog. This Puerto Rican toad also been disturbed. Why? Because their places are also turned into parking place. So what we prefer first? Whether a parking lot for the human beings or a place for a toad. Now see the third line. Will koalas in their hollows survive the ruthless logging? Here koalas are tree dwelling animals that resembles a small bear with a broad head, large ears and sharp claws found in eastern Australia. One type of animal. Will they survive? Because we are cutting the trees. They depend on the trees. They eat leaves of the trees. So they also can't survive here. Now see the fourth line. Shall we bother to find out, or is that just too much slogging? Here slogging means work hard for a period of time. Are we bothering about these problems to find out its solutions, or that just too much slogging, or we have to work hard for a period of time to save our creatures, our species, our plants, animals, etc. Now let us move to the fifth stanza, that is last stanza. I'll read it for you. Why don't we remember those with whom we share the earth, and why won't we honor and value their true worth? We can't let our best friends simply vanish without a trace. So let us work together and restore their rightful place. Here, the poet is conveying all his feelings and emotions in this last stanza. He also conveying a message to the people of this world. What he is saying here? See the first line. Why don't we remember those with whom we share the earth? We are not only the human beings that live in this world. Along with the human beings, many other creatures are also live in this world. We all together share the earth. This we have to keep in our mind. Now see the second line. And why won't we honor and value their true worth? In this earth, human beings are benefited through the plants, animals, etc. So we must honor them. We have to give importance to their presence. We have to feel their presence on our earth. Not only we should honor them, but we should also give a lot of importance to all the living beings present on the earth. Now see the third line. We can't let our best friend simply vanish without a trace. Here without trace means without even a sign of their existence. Now who all are our best friends? All the animals, trees and birds are our best friends. Isn't it, children? We cannot allow our best friends to disappear from this earth. See the fourth line. So let us work together and restore their rightful place. So here we see a request from the poet. The poet here telling that we should work together and restore their rightful place. These plants and animals are supposed to be in their right place. We have to restore the habitat of the animals and also conserve our forest. This is the main motto of our poet. If we are not saving our earth, animals, birds and trees, then one day we will away from this earth. We also can't survive here. But if we restore these creatures like our best friends, then we can save our earth and make our earth a green earth. Everyone has a place on this earth to live. Everyone should live here happily. So students, here we complete our poem, Whose Place Is It Anyway? Now you have to study the meanings of this poem. We will meet soon. Thank you, children.